Kenya's High Court on Friday suspended some anti-terrorism measures signed into law 2 weeks ago by President Uhuru Kenyatta. This is a partial victory for opposition groups who had argued they threatened basic liberties and free speech. In December, Kenya's parliamentary chamber descended into chaos over amendments to the security bill as police outside the building violently arrested activists. The ruling is a setback for Kenyatta, who has faced mounting pressure to boost security since Somali al-Shabaab rebels killed 67 people in a Nairobi shopping mall in September 2013. Well, for more, we're joined live via Skype from Nairobi by VOA's East Africa correspondent Gabe Josler. Gabe, now, what is the implication of the court's ruling today?
Well, as you mentioned, it's a bit of a victory for the opposition and for rights groups who have been denouncing this security law as a real violation of Kenyans' rights. The law itself was enacted by the president to combat terrorism, but a lot of people just say that it goes too far by limiting a lot of freedoms, by granting sweeping powers to the police, and putting a lot of restrictions on the media.
Now,
so what happened?
Very specifically, what are some of those measures that restrict the freedoms and also free speech?
Well, some of the measures that were suspended today included one that would have given the police the power to detain suspects for up to 360 days without charge. Another one that was suspended would impose very harsh penalties on the media, on media houses that broadcast images that the government thinks are offensive. And then there was yet another measure that would have restricted the number of refugees who can stay in Kenya at 150,000, which is far below the number that are already residing in the country.
So what next?
So now the law is going to be considered, or the challenge is going to be considered at another hearing, a 3-judge hearing. The date has not yet been set, so there'll be another chance for the judiciary to review this law, whether it was passed constitutionally and whether the actual provisions within it agree with the Kenyan Constitution as well.
So, but otherwise, both parties do agree that there is a need for a security bill that will ensure that the government can deal with terrorists, isn't it?
It's true. There is definitely a strong, strong statements from all parties involved, the opposition as well as the ruling party, that something has to be done to, first of all, enforce the existing laws, to crack down on some of the corruption and some of the loopholes that are allowing terrorists and criminals to operate in the country, and also to beef up security in areas that are the most vulnerable.
Generally, how do things feel like in Nairobi anyway since the last attacks in Mombasa?
It's been pretty quiet in Nairobi. I mean, we just got through the holiday season, and there have been attacks during the holidays in recent years. But the city was pretty quiet. There hasn't really been much since the attacks in Mandera, which killed some quarry workers and some people on a bus traveling to Nairobi. So since then, it's been a bit calm, but you never know. The nature of terrorism is that it can really strike at any time.
Well, Gabe, thank you very much for your reporting there. That's Gabe Josler reporting live from Nairobi.